SunPower emerged as a beacon of hope in the world of renewable energy. Founded in 1985, the company quickly gained recognition. They were known for their high-efficiency solar panels. These panels outperformed many competitors. SunPower rode a wave of success. The world embraced the idea of clean energy. Governments offered incentives. Homeowners sought ways to lower their energy bills. SunPower was at the forefront of this revolution. The company's reputation grew alongside its revenue. SunPower became a Wall Street darling. Investors were eager to own a piece of the future. SunPower expanded its operations. It invested in research and development. The company seemed unstoppable. It was a shining example of American innovation. SunPower was poised to become a dominant force in the global energy market. Despite its success, storm clouds gathered on the horizon. The solar industry is inherently volatile. It is subject to fluctuating government policies and economic conditions. SunPower, despite its strong position, was not immune to these external pressures. Competition intensified. New players entered the market, some with the backing of deep-pocketed investors. The price of solar panels began to fall. Margins tightened, putting pressure on SunPower's profitability. Internally, SunPower faced its own set of challenges. The company had grown rapidly. This rapid growth led to organizational complexities. Decision-making processes slowed. SunPower's management team faced difficult choices. Should they focus on maintaining market share by competing on price? Or should they prioritize profitability by focusing on their premium high-efficiency products? These were questions with no easy answers. In 2020, SunPower made a significant strategic shift. The company decided to move away from its core business of manufacturing solar panels. Instead, it would focus on becoming a leading provider of residential solar installations. The logic behind this move was sound. The residential market was growing rapidly. SunPower saw an opportunity to leverage its brand and reputation to capture a significant share of this market. However, this strategic shift proved to be ill-timed. The COVID-19 pandemic struck in early 2020, sending shockwaves through the global economy. Demand for solar installations plummeted as consumers tightened their belts. The pandemic also exacerbated supply chain disruptions, making it more difficult and expensive for SunPower to source the components it needed for its installations. The confluence of external and internal challenges took its toll on SunPower. The once thriving solar company found itself grappling with a myriad of issues that seemed to arise all at once. The company's financial performance began to deteriorate. Quarterly reports painted a grim picture, with numbers consistently falling short of projections. Revenues fell short of expectations. Losses mounted, creating a vicious cycle of financial distress that was hard to break. SunPower's debt load, which had been manageable during the company's growth phase, now loomed large. The interest payments alone were becoming a significant burden. The company's stock price, once a symbol of its bright future, plummeted. Investors who had once been optimistic were now fleeing in droves. Investors grew increasingly concerned about SunPower's ability to survive. The market sentiment turned overwhelmingly negative. In a desperate attempt to staunch the bleeding, SunPower announced a series of cost-cutting measures. These included drastic steps aimed at reducing operational costs. The company laid off employees, reduced capital expenditures, and halted several ongoing projects to conserve cash. Additionally, SunPower explored the sale of non-core assets, hoping to generate some much-needed liquidity. These measures, however, were not enough to save the company. The financial strain was too severe. By 2024, SunPower was facing a severe liquidity crisis. The company was running out of options. It simply did not have enough cash on hand to meet its financial obligations. The situation was dire. The company was on the brink of collapse. The once promising future of SunPower now seemed like a distant memory. Seeking safe harbor the asset sale. Facing the very real prospect of bankruptcy, SunPower's board of directors made the difficult decision to explore strategic alternatives. The company was in a precarious position, and the board knew that drastic measures were necessary to ensure its survival. The company hired investment bankers to help it find a buyer. These financial experts were tasked with the challenging job of finding a suitable buyer. who could see value in SunPower's assets despite its financial troubles. However, given SunPower's dire financial condition, potential suitors were scarce. Many companies were hesitant to invest in a business that was on the brink of collapse, making the search for a buyer even more difficult. The company's only viable option was to sell itself in pieces. This meant breaking up the business and selling off its most valuable assets individually rather than as a whole. In August 2024, SunPower announced that it had reached an agreement to sell its residential solar installation business to Complete Solaria, a rival solar company. This was a significant move, as the residential solar installation business was one of SunPower's core operations. The deal, valued at $45 million, was a fraction of what SunPower was once worth. It was a stark reminder of how far the company had fallen from its peak. However, it was the best deal the company could get under the circumstances. The board of directors believed that this sale was the most prudent course of action to keep the company afloat. The asset sale provided SunPower with a much-needed cash infusion, allowing it to avoid an immediate bankruptcy filing. This cash injection gave the company a lifeline, buying it some time to restructure and stabilize its remaining operations. But a new dawn, SunPower under new ownership. The sale of its residential installation business marked the end of an era for SunPower. The company that had once been a pioneer in the solar industry was now a shadow of its former self. However, the story did not end there. Under the terms of the asset sale, Complete Solaria acquired SunPower's brand name, customer list, and installation network. Complete Solaria also hired many of SunPower's former employees. This acquisition gave Complete Solaria a strong foothold in the residential solar market. It also provided a lifeline for SunPower's brand and legacy. While SunPower as a standalone entity ceased to exist, its name and technology lived on under new ownership. Lessons learned: the importance of adaptability. The story of SunPower's rise and fall offers valuable lessons for businesses in all industries. Perhaps the most important lesson is the critical importance of adaptability. The business world is in a constant state of flux. Companies that fail to adapt to changing market conditions and customer preferences risk being left behind. SunPower's strategic shift into residential installations was, in hindsight, a miscalculation. However, it also highlights the importance of being willing to take risks and make bold moves, even in the face of uncertainty. Companies that become too comfortable with the status quo are often the ones that are caught off guard when disruption occurs. The future of solar innovation and growth. Despite the challenges faced by SunPower and other solar companies, the industry has shown remarkable resilience. The long-term outlook for the solar industry remains bright, driven by continuous advancements and increasing adoption. Solar energy is becoming increasingly competitive with fossil fuels thanks to technological innovations and economies of scale. Governments around the world are implementing policies to encourage the adoption of renewable energy sources, recognizing the urgent need to combat climate change. Consumers are becoming more aware of the environmental and economic benefits of solar power, leading to a surge in demand for solar installations. The solar industry is on the cusp of a period of significant growth and innovation, with new technologies and business models emerging. New technologies are emerging that will make solar panels even more efficient and affordable, further driving their adoption. Energy storage solutions are becoming more sophisticated and cost-effective, providing reliable power even when the sun isn't shining. These advancements are addressing the intermittency challenges associated with solar power, making it a more viable option for a wider range of applications. The future of solar is bright, with endless possibilities for innovation and growth. The lessons learned from SunPower's journey will undoubtedly shape the industry's path forward, guiding future developments and strategies. SunPower's legacy, a catalyst for change. While SunPower's journey as a standalone company may have come to an end, its legacy will continue to inspire and influence the solar industry for years to come. SunPower was a pioneer in the development and commercialization of high-efficiency solar technology. Its products set a benchmark for the industry, pushing competitors to innovate and improve their own offerings. SunPower's focus on quality and performance helped to elevate the perception of solar energy in the eyes of consumers and businesses alike. The company's commitment to sustainability, evidenced by its environmentally friendly manufacturing processes and its efforts to reduce its carbon footprint, set an example for others to follow. Conclusion: a new chapter begins. The story of SunPower is a cautionary tale of the challenges and opportunities that exist in the rapidly evolving world of renewable energy. It is a story of innovation, ambition, resilience, and ultimately adaptation. While SunPower's time as an independent entity may have come to an end, its legacy will live on through the companies and technologies that it helped to inspire. The future of solar energy remains bright. As the world transitions to a more sustainable energy future, the lessons learned from SunPower's journey will undoubtedly shape the industry's path forward.